Yeah, I actually need to stop falling in love with men on train platforms. I was just taking the train here, and there was a guy across from me, and I imagined our whole love story. And as I'm thinking this, another guy walked up to him, and they started making out. But I still had hope. I was like, maybe they're brothers. You know, I don't know. I'm a single Muslim person, and I didn't think I'd have to be single, you know? Like, I always thought someone was gonna arrange something for me. And no one did. I thought my mom was gonna line up the doctors and be like, go ahead, pick one, honey. And she didn't do it. She was like, you'll find someone. I was like, you're a bad immigrant. I was like, that was your one job. That's all you had to do. But it makes a lot of sense, because my parents are way too progressive. All right, like, they're not even cousins. It makes me sick. I'm on the apps, and I don't know why that's so hard, right? Like, I thought you swipe and a guy converts to Islam for you. So, what am I doing wrong? Here's something I've learned, though, okay? I have learned that a guy is more likely to commit to a new religion before he commits to a relationship. Because I was on a date with a white guy, sorry, it is my type, and we're sitting there, and he's looking at me, and I was like, how would you feel about Islam? Would you be interested in Islam? Like a psycho that I am. Like, I'm so self-aware, you know? Like, I know what this is. This is a crazy woman. And I was like, would you be interested in Islam? And he was just like, yeah, let's freaking go. Which is such a red flag. Because, like, right off the bat, you're interested? Like, fight me on it so I know you're normal. So then we're seeing each other. And then 3 months in, I was like, hey, do you want to be exclusive? And he was like, no, it's a little too soon. So this guy is like, look, I believe there's one God, Allah, but there's a lot of women. So that's how that's going. But yeah, I'm a Muslim person. I'm more on the religious side. Just wanted to say that to kill the energy. But yeah, I am a religious Muslim person, but I still want to have friends. So I say things like, I'm just spiritual. They'll be like, Sabeen, don't you pray? And I'm like, meditate? 5 times a day in a really specific direction. Same as you. They'll be like, Sabeen, don't you fast? I'm like, intermittent. I'm so chill. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm from Chicago. And I grew up in a middle-class family, but my mom likes to act poor because she thinks God likes that. So one day I was like, Mom, let's get you a new outfit. That's really tattered up. And she was like, with what money? And I was like, God knows you have Amazon Prime. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I grew up weird. I grew up religious and weird, which is just, I feel like growing up religious is like growing up homeschooled. We're the same amount of weird, you know? Like, we all leave our house like, Mom was right, Satan is everywhere. Like, that's the energy. And I grew up really modest dressing. Like, my mom put me in a lot of big clothes so that men and boys wouldn't look at me. But she also, like, gave me a lot of, like, bowl cuts. Like, I just looked like a creature in outfits. And I was like, Mom, no one's looking at me. Like, the outfits she put me in were like, imagine, like, a foster kid whose foster parents were like, oh, you're 7, wear my clothes. Like, it's kind of the vibe we went for. I think it's fine, though. It's like, dude, make your kid modest dressing, but, like, don't put them in extracurriculars. Like, keep them in the house. You know, it was really hard. It was really hard being modest and also on the high school girls' tennis team. All right, that was a problem. That was a problem because all the other girls were in cute little red skirts and sleeveless tops, and my mom was like, no, we'll Muslimify this. How about some long, loose red pants? You know? And then she put me in a big, baggy red t-shirt. So there were times when I played tennis where I caught the ball with my shirt. That was fun. The other girls were frolicking on the court. I was just billowing. I was just like a flying tree squirrel, like, I got it. Didn't look good. And she half-assed the modesty, man. I think if my mom put a headscarf on me, people would have known what we were doing. But she didn't, so it just looked like bad fashion. People's parents would come watch us, and I'd be like looking at them like, they're gonna think I'm an idiot. They're gonna think I'm an idiot. I just wanted to look at them and yell and be like, this is for God. My mom's from a village. We're learning as we go. I didn't really get to feel attractive until I worked at Abercrombie. That's when it happened. I walked in and they were like, do you want to work here? And I was like, I'm hot. It was great, but I still had my mom's voice in my head. So there was like a dad that walked in and he wasn't having it with the shorts. He was like, my daughter wants to wear these small shorts. And I was like, sir, tell me about it. And I was like, listen, you gotta get her some long, loose pants. There's a Gap next door. I don't know, I'm an aunt. I like being an aunt. That's fun. Yeah, it's cool. I've got 2 nieces, they're teenagers, and they're twins, and they're goth. Yeah, I didn't know you could do sad together. But I guess you can. And they wear a lot of spikes, so every hug hurts. And it's a lot for my big sister. You know, she has to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to do their goth makeup. Can you believe that she wakes up at 5 a.m. to do their makeup while they're still asleep in their coffins? It's ridiculous. I just think it's funny that they think they're trying to rebel against the Muslim family, but they're also fully covered in all black. Like, I had to sit down with them the other day, and I was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but you're being perfect Muslims. You messed up. But yeah, no, I'm related to I have an older half white sister, because my dad likes to party. But she's from the first marriage, and I'm from the good one. But no, she's very white woman on the outside, but she was raised in Pakistan. So she's kind of like a bootleg white person. You know, like you see her walking around and you're like, that one's defective. That's an off-white. You know, I love my sister so much. I love her so much. But when she moved here and had kids, she'd celebrate Christmas with them. And I was like, that's cool. But what do you want me to tell them when they ask me if Santa's real? Do I give them the Christian letdown or the Muslim one? Right? Like, do I say, look, guys, Santa's not real? Or do I say, look, guys, Christianity's not real? 'Cause I just want to be a good aunt. I don't know. My nieces have me thinking about my own childhood. I loved mine. I just think my mom was kind of ruthless sometimes. Like, she would say whatever she wanted, didn't care how it came across. Like, one time she came home, my mom had a miscarriage, which is super sad. And she told me the baby went back to God. And I was like, Mom, why? She goes, well, because you and your brother were fighting too much. She thought that was okay to tell a kid. And that's childhood trauma, because I didn't even remember that until last week at a Dunkin' Donuts. So that's fun. But no, I checked in with her recently. I was like, Mom, did you say that? And she was so proud of herself. She was like, I did, and you stopped fighting. Like, it's like a fond memory to her. And I was like, no, we didn't stop fighting. Our fights just got weirder. We'd be at the park and my brother would be like, you killed the baby. And I was like, what? No, you killed the baby. And all these moms were like, these Mexican kids kill babies. We gotta move. All right, you guys, I've been Sabeen. Thank you so much.